Hey everybody, it's Sandy and welcome back to my channel dedicated to helping you advocate for your own health, one topic at a time. So guys, I have a product review for you guys today. Stoggles. Yeah, so first of all, let me just take a moment to say thank you and welcome. I see I have some new subscribers. I'm always looking to grow my channel. Those of you who've been watching me for a while know that I do this channel as a public service. Largely, I purchase items that I review for you guys out of pocket. Let me say thank you also for people who have recently reached out to manufacturers and asked them to send me samples for the items that you guys want reviewed. That's always really helpful. And certainly thank you also for any liking and sharing, of course, with anybody who might find my content helpful. And let me just give a plug to the Facebook page because the genesis of my Stoggles review was that somebody put a message up in the Sandy's DIY Health Advocacy Facebook groups page. So yes, this channel has a Facebook group, so you can go on over to Facebook and ask to join that and join the conversation. And it really is a lot of troubleshooting. People will put something up about, well, I have this dilemma or that dilemma, and people put their heads together and help solve problems. So anyway, a viewer put something on the Facebook groups page about Stoggles and asked whether I'd be interested in reviewing. I reached out to the company and they were kind enough to send me a couple of different samples to try. So I want to thank the Stoggles company as well. That was a really big help for me. So Stoggles is a brand of safety glasses, safety goggles. They sent me two of the what's called their regular frames. So they also sell frames that are meant to be sunglasses, and they also offer prescription lenses for their products. So the regular frames, like the two that I received, sell for $39 each. If you want to get a prescription frame, it actually looked pretty reasonable. I believe it was around $145 for a progressive lens. They priced it differently for if it's one solid lens versus a bifocal with no line, but a progressive lens at $145 does sound really cheap. Now, they don't go into any detail and specs about what kind of progressive lens they're putting in there, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but progressives are a very mixed bag. There's a whole bell curve of progressive lenses, and in my experience, some people get really snake bit after trying a progressive, and they say that they just can't handle the progressive lens. There are many brands of progressive lenses, and some are better quality than others, and it usually has to do with how gradual the shift is from far to mid to near. At this price point, I did wonder what the quality of that progressive lens is. That's not really the business that they're in, so I can't really comment on that, being that I haven't used it, don't have a chance to try it, but I do have progressive lenses in my own glasses, and I can tell you that it's very important to me what kind of progressive lens I get in there. And so I use a really high quality one. I certainly doubt that at the price point that's what they're putting in here. Now, they also sell a sun protection version of these, and without an RX prescription lens, a sunglass of this same regular lens is $75. Now, I will put links to each of their products down in the description box. I have reached out to Stoggles to ask if they want to offer a coupon code for my viewers. At the time that I'm filming this video, I don't have an answer. I haven't given them that long. If they are so kind as to give us a coupon code, I will include that down in the description box as well. And none of those links will be affiliate links. As you guys know, I don't want to put affiliate links on anything that has to do with people's health, safety, or well-being. I don't want to prey on people's fears or create a concern about bias with my reviews on these products. So I have two of their regular lenses. So even though these are UV protective, they are not sunglasses. So these were $39 each. Again, they gifted them to me. Now, their products are all ANSI certified. That stands for the American National Standards Institute. There is a special certification that they offer for face and eye protection, and this does have that designation. They claim to be anti-fog. They claim to completely eliminate blue light. They are 100% UV blocking. They are impact resistant. They come in two shapes, the round and the square. I'm going to show you what I have in a moment. They come in a variety of colors as well. And they come in two different sizes, which they call the mini or the regular. The mini, they say, are for kids age 7 to 14 or for small-faced adults. Now, for the regular frames, they do come with a 30-day guarantee. Up to 30 days, they offer a full refund. They say there's free shipping in both directions. They also have a warranty that's a 6-month warranty, during which time that if there's a problem that is a result of a manufacturer defect, they say that they will replace the item. It's a one-time replacement. Now, when it comes to a prescription lens, they're not quite as generous with the return policy for the 30-day satisfaction. It is a 30-day exchange that they will offer because, of course, the customization of an RX prescription frame. And then the prescription frames have a 1 year rather than the 6-month warranty. So they all come in this cardboard kind of very nicely constructed box. I guess this is item number 23, which is a round frame in lilac. And then they also sent me the one that I had on at the beginning of the video, and this is the round frame in clear. So they sent me both round, and they sent me both the regular size. So I wish I'd be able to comment on the other shape, which is the square. So they only come in those two shapes. And I do have kind of a small face, so I don't know how that other one would have fit me if I'd have gone with the mini. But I do have the round in the lilac and the round in the clear. So this one's the lilac one. So when I try them on in a moment I'm going to try them with a couple of different masks, and then I'm going to compare them with my regular glasses that I use, my safety goggles by Elvix, and I've reviewed those before. I'm going to link that video right here. But I do want to first talk about a couple of things, one being the instructions for care, and then another being an adjustment instruction. So Stoggles says that the anti-fog product is actually a coating that's on the lenses and that it should last up to 6 months. And they recommend cleaning only with a dry microfiber cloth. Water will break that coating down prematurely, and they say that if you are going to get these wet, wash them with water, then the coating is probably going to last only about 60 washes. So maybe that's 2 months if it's once a day. And then they say that if you were going to use something like alcohol or a different kind of chemical cleaner, then that coating is probably only going to last about 5 to 10 washes. So what they recommend is that you only sanitize the sides of these and maybe like the nose bridge, the frame, and that on the lenses themselves, you only use the dry microfiber cloth. Now they also sell an anti-fog drop. So they say that if you must sanitize the lens itself, then they recommend that you purchase and use their anti-fog drops. They do say in their frequently asked questions section on their website that they are working on something that's going to be more permanent. That's obviously one of the drawbacks of the product, which is that the anti-fog, probably the reason you're buying this, or a good part of the reason you're purchasing this, has a very limited lifespan. They do offer one more option besides sticking with the dry microfiber cloth versus the second option, meaning if you must sanitize, then use the anti-fog drops. There is such a thing, they say, as a UV safe cleanser. I don't know what that is, and I couldn't find any more information on it, but they do say that if you are so fortunate as to have access to a UV safe sanitizer, that you can go ahead and use that on the lenses. So when it comes to their light responsive glasses, and that's what they're calling the sunglasses, because all of these are actually UV protective, but let's say sunglasses for the purpose of this video, or the prescription ones that they sell. So both the prescription and the sunglasses have the light responsive coating on the outside and the fog resistant coating on the inside. So on either one of those two models, the inside would be exactly the same as on these. So for those, they're saying the back, meaning next to you. This is the back. They're saying on the lens itself, again, just a dry microfiber cloth. And they're saying that on those same models, the prescription or the sunglasses, you can actually wash the front side. Now, finally, I wanted to discuss one piece of information that was in the frequently asked questions section because I see it's pertinent to mine. So I put these on, and I really like the color of the lavender. This is the violet frame. But do you see the difference here? The violet frame, this piece is turned in quite a bit. I have it open, but it's not really open all the way. It's not sitting at a 90-degree angle or perpendicular to the face of the glasses. So when I put this on, these feel completely normal. When I put these on, what I noticed first is that they're a little bit crooked, and when I blink, I actually can feel this one up against my lashes because the glasses are a little bit askew, and this is why. So there is a page where they show you that you can do an adjustment on here, and I kind of thought, oh, an adjustment? Like, what am I thought maybe I was going to have to get a tool or one of those really little screwdrivers, and basically it's just push it very gently. So I decided to wait until I'm here on camera. I'm going to push this very gently. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to push this out. And they say not too much, or you can break it off. So that actually does look better. Let's see. And it does feel a whole lot better. All right, so that works. It's a little scary though, right? I mean, I felt like an adjustment kind of means that, there's a way to be a little more precise about it, but they do say that if you do that too much, if you're a little overzealous about that, you could just break these. They do have that guarantee, but I still, it'd be really disappointing to like get something and then break it immediately. Anyway, that feels a whole lot better, and I do really like the color of the lilac. Now, before I put it on, I just want to point out that they do have these nice side guards so that you have all that protection on the side of your face. And they also have some protection up top here, especially on the corners. So when you sit this here, you've got, it's like a nice splash guard here and a nice splash guard right here. All right, so the first thing I want to do is compare these in a situation where I know I'm leaking. So this is a plain old surgical mask, and I showed it in an earlier review. The Indiana Face Mask Company sent me these, and I'm going to put this thing on, and I'm not going to really tighten it right up at the nose. And let's see, just because it really should leak. And I have absolutely no fogging, so I have no way of knowing really if I'm leaking, except for that my common sense tells me I am. So I'm going to put on my plain old Elvex glasses. And you can see all the fog there. I'm sure you guys can see that. Sometimes if it's subtle, it doesn't show up on camera, but I see it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Stoggles back on. And you see no fog, which tells me that the anti-fog is working very well in these. Now, these are brand new, and I haven't done anything yet in terms of, I haven't even used the microfiber on them. But I would really be very careful with these and probably only use that microfiber on them unless I want to start treating them with anti-fog drops. Yeah, nothing. So I'm going to put on a different mask. I'm going to put on one of my DNA masks. So this one I can get adjusted really well. It just seems to be built for my face. And I can get adjusted really well so that I don't have any fog. But first I'm going to actually make it so that I probably will leak. And I'm going to put my safety goggles on. Sure enough, you see the leak there. Okay, so now I'm going to adjust this the way I do. I love the DNA masks, long nose piece. The medium of this mask absolutely rivals an N95, so it's all a question of whether you can get the fit. I'm really confident that I'm getting something comparable to what I would get with an N95 on when I'm wearing this. So you can see I don't have any fogging. And same thing, which you would expect because this does not fog. So yes, I'm going to just try that also with the clear one. Same thing. And if I open this up, my guess is I will not see any fog, although I know I'm leaking. So let me give you my thoughts on these because I do like them, and I want to thank the people at Stoggles for sending these to me. And while I do like these and I will wear them, I think I would be remiss to do a review and not bring up some of the things that warrant consideration if you want to go with something like this. So first of all, there's the really obvious point, which is that, you know, at this point in the pandemic, a lot of us are concerned about aerosols. We have this variant that's raging, and it seems to be much more aerosolized than previous variants. And that's why I've been talking on my channel more about respirators, and I've reviewed a couple of N95 respirators. So, you know, fogging used to be a nuisance. Like in the operating room, we'd wear these loose surgical masks and we would just put up with some fog, or we would just tape the top and open it at the bottom so there'd be more escape at the bottom. That's when we were dealing with mostly large respiratory droplets. It seems like a million years ago. But if you're really worried about aerosols, then you really shouldn't have any fogging at all, and it shouldn't be because your lenses are treated, right? So the fogging, I guess, is kind of a diagnostic. So if you have some fog, you know that you need to adjust your fit better. So if you are wearing any kind of facial protection like an N95 respirator or even like the DNA mask, which I think rivals the N95, at least on me, the way it fits, then you shouldn't be getting any fog anyway, because the fog tells you that you're leaking. So I do think that it'd be very important to do some sort of a fit test. If you think you want to use these for the day before you put them on, after you've got your mask or your respirator on, make sure you do the appropriate fit test, and even put on your other glasses or your regular old goggles that will fog so that you can tell. I use that as a really important diagnostic. The second thing that I do think people should consider if you're going to purchase a pair of these, because they're not cheap at $39, and I applaud that they put in their frequently asked questions section of their website that they are working on something that's going to be more permanent. But in the meantime, even if you only use a microfiber cloth on this to clean them ever, it's going to last up to 6 months. And I don't know that it's really realistic to think you're never going to have to use anything but a dry microfiber cloth. It just might be that it comes to having to use something wet so that you can get something off of there, perhaps something oily, you know, whatever it might be. I just think it's unrealistic to think you're going to get away with the most careful procedure for an entire 6 months. You do have to ask yourself, you know, how much do you like these without that treatment, or are you willing to purchase the drops for the anti-fog? That will be a coating that will serve on these. Now, the anti-fogging drops that they sell on their website were $18 for the bottle. I'm going to link that down below as well. I know there are other products. I don't really use those, but again, I'm now in the habit of making sure that I have a good enough fit that I'm going to eliminate any fog anyway. Just suffice it to say that until they do come up with something that's more permanent, that aspect of these is not going to be a permanent feature. And then that kind of overlaps with the next consideration, which is the extreme care that this is going to require for cleaning. If you want to properly take care of these lenses and extend the lifetime of the coating that's on them, then you're not going to be able to just wash these with soap and water like I do with my Elvex glasses, for example. Yeah, I wash these in soap and water all the time. And finally, I was perusing some of the reviews on their website. They look great. On the Facebook page, they have a Facebook page for Stoggles. It looks like it's 3.4 out of 5 stars, and the overwhelming majority of them had the same common denominator. They said that they broke. Some people said they fell off their face when they look forward. Now, I don't have that problem. I can look up, down, all around, and I've done that with this one now since I've adjusted it for you. The other one, which was perfect and didn't need any adjustment, I've moved around with it. I have a really small face too, so I was a little surprised that these do hug, but if you are at all concerned about that, I would recommend getting either the band that goes around your head, or better yet, I think, the little neoprene grips that you can put around the arm of the glasses, and it just sort of hugs at the side of your head and it's nice and soft. I probably would invest in something like that if you're doing something where you're moving around quickly or changing directions. They say they're impact resistant, but that was something that came up repeatedly in those comments that people said that they broke. I will say that they do seem to stand by their product, because in some of the reviews that I had read where people had said these broke, I always saw a response from Stoggles saying, we're going to reach out to you. So, they have a warranty that's written, and I would take them at their word on that. But I do like that these are completely blue light canceling, because we're always bombarded with blue light that we're not even aware of, and especially like on computer screens and phones and things like that. And I think that's only a plus that these have that protection. I also love that they have the UV protection. I do like that they have the guards on the side and the guards up here, so you can see, like I've shown, that I have, it's clear so it's hard to see, but I have, this is all solid underneath my finger. So I've got protection here and I've got protection along the sides. Now that's compared to my Elvex glasses. They don't really have the same angle, so they wrap around the sides, and I really like that. So I do have that same kind of protection. Now up here, I don't have a guard up here. I do think that these are a lot closer to my face. However, I can feel them right up here next to my eyebrows. So I guess that these do have that guard that's right up here that provides a little more protection. Besides that, I think that they're probably 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Now, I thought that I was not going to like the nose piece on the Stoggles, because I'm used to this kind of jelly nose piece that comes on the ones that I've been using forever. But this, it turns out, is extremely lightweight, and it's very short. It doesn't, most of these go out deeper. They're like just a little further out, and I find that gets annoying on my nose. These also have just the gentlest of curves in. I'm going to try to show that to you. Let me see how I can, I don't know, you probably can't see that, but it has a gentle curve going out laterally, and I just find that it just doesn't bother me at the nose piece, and it doesn't tend to move around or slide off either. Yeah, so I do like these, and I want to thank the people at Stoggles again for sending them to me for the review. I am enjoying wearing them, and I will continue to wear them. I will look forward to hearing, though, when they're closer, when they come out with something that is a little bit more permanent. You know, at $40 for the cheapest pair that they sell, I think that's quite an investment. And better yet, the light responsive ones, the sunglass ones, I think that's even nicer. And I think I would be inclined to look at a pair of those, but only after I see what they come out with in the way of a more permanent solution for the fogging. I just wouldn't want to shell that out before they get there, when I know they're working on something like that. You know, in the meantime, let me know if you guys have any experience with Stoggles, and let me know how you like them. Again, I'm going to link everything down in the description box. That's not going to be an affiliate link. It's just going to be something to take you to the product. So let me know if this was helpful, and until next time, be well. Bye-bye.